very passionate about helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one you had envisioned for yourself, but the time is going to pass regardless. So, what else are you going to do about it? I want to check the volume. What a surprise! I gotta tell y'all, I'm kind of pissed off today because I started feeling a lot better Saturday. I felt pretty good. I had a bad sinus headache, but I felt pretty good. But then it just stopped. I didn't feel good Sunday. I don't feel good today. And I was supposed to go to the nail salon today. And yes, I'm prissy. Judge away. But life with chronic illness sucks. And if getting my nails done makes me happy, you know, so be it. Anyway, I love my nail salon and I had to call and reschedule again because I tested this morning and I'm still testing positive for coronavirus. So yay. But there's nothing I can do about it. I just got to roll with the punches as best as I can. So this really isn't at all what I wanted to talk about tonight. I have so many new and exciting things coming up, but y'all, I'm worn the hell out. And I almost canceled, but I need to show up for myself. Um, I've canceled a lot lately. I've canceled a lot because of this illness. And, you know, it's an emotional thing. May not mean anything to anybody else, but it means a lot to me. Anyway, that's another topic. 7 ways to support someone with a chronic illness. This information is from themighty.com. But of course, if I didn't agree with it, we wouldn't be talking about it. And I like to talk about this. There's three chronic illness, four. Anyway, there's several chronic illness topics that I discuss every 3 or 4 months because it's really important information. And I would rather put it out there 1,000 times than have somebody say, oh gosh, I never knew that. So let's talk about ways you can support someone with a chronic illness. Number one, check in. We withdraw because we don't want to be whiny. We withdraw because we don't want the judgment. We don't, even with my friends that love me, holy hell, I'm hot. Even my friends that love me, it gets awkward. I don't like to talk about it. Or I just whine non-damn stop. It's very extreme, one or the other. But I do isolate myself. And in fact, two of my local friends are really good. They approached me. I talk about this a lot. They approached me this winter and they were like, you're not doing this anymore. And they make sure I get out of the house at least once a month, which for me in the winter is huge. It's really sad. But anyway, but when you reach out, it lets us know that we're not forgotten. It lets us know that you're still thinking about us. Because let me tell you something, when you're dealing with this stuff, your world shrinks to an incredibly tiny size. I used to have an incredible social life. I was very outgoing. I'm still really outgoing, obviously, but I used to be on the go all the time. And gosh damn, I am hot. Sorry. Oh, hot flashes and being sick. Anyway, I lost my train of thought because I'm just sweating buckets over here and it's not that hot in here. It really isn't. It's just me. Um, I don't know what I was going to say. This is so embarrassing. Number two, listen. Don't judge, listen. God, what's the saying? God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Shut your mouth. Open your ears, open your heart. This shit is hard to talk about. So if somebody trusts you enough to confide in you, I'll talk a lot about the generalities of it with pretty openly because I'm really passionate that people understand that yes, this sucks, but you can still live a pretty good life because I do. At least I think I do. But this stuff, it's hard to really lay yourself open on this. It's a really intimate thing to discuss your pain with somebody. And this is hard for us to talk about with other chronic illness patients. I can't tell you how many times I'll be friends with someone, often for a couple of years on social media, and we'll interact a lot. And then out of nowhere, they just boom, by the way, I have a chronic illness too. But what? But they don't want to talk about it. So I never make an issue of it. But it shocks me. But I get it. It is hard to talk about, even with someone who is going to understand. And if you have someone in your life who's dealing with chronic health issues, for goodness sakes, please don't offer unsolicited advice. We've heard it. Okay. We've heard it from our doctors. We've heard it from other well meaning people. We've heard it from other shysters, depending on what the advice is. Now, I will tell you, I'm different in this. Most people that I've talked to are like, hell no, don't approach me with unsolicited advice. I'm a little more open minded about it because I would rather that you told me something I've heard 1,000 times than everybody. Sorry. I know this is probably really distracting, but I'm roasting over here. Crap, I hope I'm not running a fever. Anyway, don't offer unsolicited advice because most people aren't going to appreciate it. I tend to take the perspective because of who I am that you mean well and that your heart's in the right place, even if your delivery is not great, which by the way, don't ever tell somebody who's dealing with a lot of health issues that they need to clean up their diet or their exercise or what the hell ever you think you need to offer, because I guarantee they've had those conversations with their medical people. I promise they have. So mind your damn business. I don't mean to be rude on that, but it gets so obnoxious. Well, if you just take this, you're going to feel better. Dude, if that would help, I'd know about it. I'm sorry, but I would. Again, I try to assume that you mean well, but most people are just going to get mad at you. For goodness sakes, they even get mad at me, and I in a similar boat. But most of them don't even want to hear it from me. So anyway, number 3, as I just sat there and got a little bitchy, but you got to roll with the punches. We are moody sometimes. We know it's annoying when we cancel plans at the last minute. Again, we know. You making an issue of it, that's not helpful. Okay. If I didn't want to go do whatever this event was with you, I would have said no in the beginning because I don't have the time, energy, or patience to waste with fake bullshit. Excuse me, but I don't. I really don't feel good. I'm not even trying to hug him tonight. But don't make it about you. It's not. Look, if you really like that person and you really want to spend the evening with them, maybe, just maybe it would be a good idea to say, "Hey, I'm sorry you don't feel good. How about I'll pick up your favorite dinner? I'll just come over, hang out. We'll just watch a movie or something." And then be a low maintenance guest. In fact, you should wait on them. If I'm not comfortable enough with you for that to happen, I'm sorry, you're not invited in my house. That's just the way I am. Number 4, educate yourself. Now, I'm not telling you you have to be an expert, but you know what? Take 60 seconds. Do a simple internet search. Get the basics. You can always ask. You can always ask. And if you ask sincere questions, and it's not just obviously, well, what's wrong with you again? If you got an attitude, you're going to get an attitude back. But if you're being sincere, look, I'm trying to understand this. That'll go so far. In fact, a friend of mine who got mad at me because I wouldn't talk to her about my symptoms, and her comment was, "Quit telling me okay when I know that you're not." And I appreciated that. And I appreciated that she asked me directly. So, you know what? We had a conversation about it. And I explained to her why I feel that way. And you know what? She understood it. She didn't like it. And she told me, "Well, I don't like it, but I get that." So she accepts that now. And the reason, by the way, was I don't want to have to focus on it enough to try to explain it to anybody because that's not any fun. Number 5, do not attend the pity party. We feel sorry for ourselves sometimes. Of course we do. Don't join. We don't need your sympathy. I don't need your I get really irritated. I don't mind if somebody has some empathy or compassion for me. But I'll be honest, I get mad when people say, "Well, I feel so sorry for you." Why? For goodness sakes, why don't feel sorry for me? I don't need you to feel sorry for me. All in all, I have a pretty damn good life. Yeah, it's challenging, but everybody's life is challenging. Mine is just challenging this way. Okay, other ways too, but most of them tie back to this. But I never know what to say to people. I have people say things to me like, "God, you have the worst luck. I don't know how I could live like that." Well, okay, thank you. That's really kind of you. And what choice do I have? What the hell else am I going to do? I don't have any other choice but to make the best of this and put a smile on my face and greet each day with as much optimism and hope as I can muster. Some days that ain't very damn much. But when I'm in that mood, the last thing I need is for you to tell me how much my life sucks because I don't see myself that way. And in fact, side note, one word about, and I'm not trying to bag on anybody. Understand that. I get the thinking, I get the mentality because I was there, but one word of caution about a lot of the chronic illness websites out there. Most of the support groups, not all, but most, at least in my experience, are really negative. It's a giant race to the bottom. It's literally a contest every day of whose life sucks the most. I don't know about you. I don't have the patience for that crap. I choose to put on a good face every day. I choose to be grateful for the blessings in my life. I choose to be as positive as I can. I don't need somebody outside, especially not somebody who can understand how hard that choice is to make. I don't need them grabbing me by the ankles and trying to pull me under the water. Hell, I'm up to here most days as it is with my head thrown back, just trying to keep my face out of the water. You know, I don't need that. Nobody needs that. So if you're, whether it be health issues or what, if you're looking to support groups, they can be amazing. And I encourage you to find support, but just be aware going into it. Keep an eye out for that because it's really easy to get sucked into that negativity. Number 6, don't become an enforcer. Oh my God, this one really always ticks me off. You know what? Sometimes, yes, sometimes I indulge in bad habits that do not. There's a Freudian slip that do not serve my purpose. That's my decision to make. That's not your choice. Okay. Yeah, you can certainly tell me that's fine. If you do that, I don't want to hear it tomorrow. You have every right to say that. But you know what? Sometimes I just want to go out and pretend I'm a normal person. And I want to go out and kick up my heels with the girls. You know, I was telling someone today, I absolutely freaking love a bacon cheeseburger and fries. Love it. It's one of my favorite meals. But but I know if I give in to that, I'm going to pay a really high toll the next day. I don't eat them very often. I used to eat them all the time. Now I eat them honestly maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And I know the next day, I know it's like, "Oh, damn it, I did this to myself." But you know what? I only have it 3 or 4 times a year. I don't need somebody hanging over my shoulder lecturing me about what I should and shouldn't be doing. I'm the one that has to live with this. Your loved one, your friend, they're the ones that are living with that. They don't need, trust me, the litany in our mind is enough telling us what a screw up we are and why did you make that stupid decision and what the hell is wrong with you. But again, sometimes you just want to throw caution to the wind and be a normal person and go do normal things that you like to do without worrying about the aftermath. So be supportive, not judgmental. It's not your job to be my conscience. And finally, number 7, the best thing that you can do to support someone with a chronic illness, just accept us. Things have changed. We know that. We can't do the things we used to do. Hell, we can't do the things we want to do. We know that. We are so much more aware of that than you can possibly ever be. So don't remind us. You need to understand. This is kind of funny to me that this needs to be explained, but chronic, it means just that. This is it. This is normal. This is where it's at. It's unlikely things can improve certainly, but is my life ever going to go back to being how it was? No. It's not. That's just the way it goes. I have to accept that. And I do accept that. But I get, it doesn't happen much anymore, but I used to get so irritated. Well, when are you going to feel better? You know, I have my moments here and there, certainly, but this is my life. I'm not bitching. It's just what it is. And I've learned a lot as a result of this. So honestly, I don't have a lot of regrets about it, as crazy as that probably sounds. But it's chronic. It's not going anywhere. Don't remind us of how we used to do things. That that old life is gone. It's not ever coming back. I don't think healthy people appreciate how much grieving goes into dealing with health issues because yeah, we grieve. Of course we grieve. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't grieve for a life that was pain free? Tell you what, my life was a hell of a lot more carefree before all this started. I'm entitled. I'm entitled to my moods. I'm entitled to feel sorry for myself. I'm entitled to grieve. I don't need you to pile on. I'm really good at piling on with myself and really beating myself up over, well, I should have, maybe if I would have done this, that, or the other different, I wouldn't be here today. Doesn't matter. I didn't, and I am. I don't need you to remind me. None of us need you to remind us of how it used to be. If you can't, if you can't accept us for where we are, that says a lot about you, frankly. It says a lot more about you than it does about us. But I'm getting really catty, so I'm gonna go. I never mean to get bitchy, but this stuff just it gets old. It gets irksome. Anyway, now I'm embarrassed because I was bitchy and all over the place and sweating profusely because it's hotter than hell in here. Actually, it honestly isn't. It is just me. But I'm gonna go see now if I have a fever. Maybe that'll be my excuse for my rambling video. Yeah, I have a fever. That's it. Y'all take care. I'll be back Wednesday.